Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome into the stream. How is everyone doing today? All my beautiful people rocking up. Thanks for coming. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. There we go. Got some people in the chat already. Oh, let's not bump you guys around too much. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Sunday? We've had a beautiful Sunday here, I will say that. So how's everyone doing? Has everyone's Sundays been just as beautiful? I hope so. I sure do. As you might be able to see, I don't have my guitar in my hand today, which feels a little strange. I can be more expressive with you guys for now. But we've got something different planned for today, as the Sundays usually go. The Sundays, as some of you may be aware, is our I guess the best explanation will be that it's a variety stream on a Sunday. Hi, hey there, hi RK, how you doing? Thanks for the emotes. Linda says, hi there, Calden, all good in Derbs. That's great, awesome. Yeah, we're heading into our winters now, so that is very exciting. Let me, give me a minute, give me a second. Let me just, I gotta close my window, otherwise you guys are gonna get lots of dog noises. Oh, that's quite the angle you guys got. Oh, we gotta make sure not to be too risky over here on Twitch. All good here in Durbs. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I was saying we're heading into our winters now, so Durban should be a bit more, a bit easier to handle. I will say that's one thing. Durban is incredibly hot. I love it there. It's beautiful. The nature is beyond stunning, but it is very hot there. That's for sure. Hey Ma, how you doing? How are you? Hello, hello. So yeah, today we're gonna do something quite different. This is the first time I'm doing this on the stream, so you guys who pop in today are getting something special. We'll say that. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at my Ableton project. For those of you who don't know what Ableton is, it is the software, the program that I use to mix my songs, to record my songs, and to make my songs. And I used it to create Save It. Bob Blaho is in the house. Hey there, Bob. How are you doing? Guys, those of you who are in the stream at the moment, Bob does a really beautiful stream himself. He's a music. He's as you could see by his name, he's also one of us musos. Man, if I had a mod in house, it would be great. I'd love to give you a shout out, but luckily I can give you a visual one. Make sure you go give Bob some love. He's really got a fun stream. Bob, today we're going to be doing something different. So as much as I usually perform covers and stuff through my streams, today we're going to be talking about a song that I released 2 days ago, and not only talking about it, but I'll give you a glimpse into what it is. I'm going to be showing. Oh, question. Could you guys hear me there? Because if you couldn't hear me there, then I need to still add that into there. I might not have done that yet. That's semi-important. Good to see you, friend. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. It's nice to see you. Okay. All right. So I do not have volume in there. Let me change that quick while you guys are in. I'm gonna have to fix that quick. All right. And there we go. Are we there now? There we go. Yes, we're in. Okay. There. Oh, awesome. Okay, thanks. So you guys should have now, right? Fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah, it's one of those things that I seem to forget when I'm creating new sources. There are so many things to copy over. When I create new scenes and stuff, there are so many things to copy over. Oh, RK the Great, you might see that you are now a moderator as well. That's pretty cool. So you've got, I guess we'll talk about it afterwards, but you've got some cool commands and stuff that you can use. Do me a favor, let's put in this exclamation mark SO and then write Bob's name down. So put in exclamation mark SO and then write Bob's his whole title in there for me, and then I guess we'll see if it works. This is the first time we're running it like that, but yeah. So this is what you're going to see for a lot of the stream, and as we talk about things, we'll move around, and I'll be able to show you guys some really cool things. I am in listening only mode as I work in outside, but very interested in Ableton, so I will have to watch the VOD. Oh yeah. Look, so I'm going to be playing stuff from there as well. I haven't really tested the sound, so hopefully it isn't too. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, there we go. So you guys should be able to hear that now. Hopefully. Can you guys hear anything extra? Can you guys hear the song? Another rug on the floor. Fantastic. Pass it under the table just like the ones before. Okay, that's awesome. That's great. I want to. There are a few things that one needs to get right. This is my first time doing it this way, so it's fun. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. And there are a few exciting things that I want to show you guys while I use that to split everything down for you guys and show you everything. So yeah, Bob, we're gonna be going through that song of mine, and we're gonna be breaking it down into its separate parts. And if you guys have any questions or things you'd like to see from the song itself, then I can see if I can answer that for you by looking for them in the project itself, and I'll be able to show you guys. So it's pretty exciting stuff. I'm excited. I'm glad you guys are here. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more stuff, give us a follow, and then make sure that notification bell is on, because sometimes your settings keeps it off. I just got to grab something real quick. I realized. I know this has been a bit of a rocky start. But we're gonna get straight into the swing of things in a moment. I just need to make sure I am doing this properly. So if I'm gonna be like 30 seconds, I'll be back in a moment. There we go. All sorted. Great. Okay. Now I just wanted to make sure that you guys weren't going to hear any bleeding or feedback or anything like that. So I had to make sure that everything was just sorted out correctly. All right. Awesome. So thanks for coming in, everyone. I appreciate it. We've got a few of you in there. So thank you so much for popping through. We're going to be, like I say, we're going to look at my song. And I'm very excited to share all of that with you. So I guess the best thing to do when one wants to share a song with someone is show where it started. And this one most certainly started with guitar, as I guess most of mine do. The only single that I have released that doesn't start with that didn't originate from me playing on the acoustic guitar was actually Counting Sheep. I think that that song originated from me creating a beat, and then I realized that I liked the beat enough and decided to turn it into a song, and that's how I came up with that one. I guess what's awesome now is I'm able to actually, if you guys wanted me to, I could showcase all of my songs over certain streams. And we can maybe start saving that for some special events. If you guys are keen to see that stuff, then maybe as we hit some higher numbers and get some more followers, we can use that as incentive. It'll be fun. So as I say, most of my songs start on guitar. I start by writing them on guitar at the same time. Vocals and chords usually come to me at the same time. And this song was no exception. It was definitely one of those that came to me like that. And yeah, it took me a bit of time to work on it and getting it through the writing process was, however, the faster part. Do you guys still? Yes. Okay, great. We do see. You guys do hear me here as well. Nice. So I'm essentially going to play you now what was the very first bit of the song, what it was like when I wrote it fully for the first time on acoustic, and then I'll break it down for you guys. I'll play you the full version, and hopefully I don't get self-copyright claimed. This is Save It. Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor, pass it under the table just like the ones before. Tell the neighbors I'm working somewhere far abroad. Maybe then they'll forget me just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor, pass it under the table just like the ones before. Hey Scott, oh, now and then I forget you, yesterday even more. But maybe one day I'll crawl back just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh, moved in onto my street from another city. Came up to greet me, told me that you loved me. Head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh, but all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Show me what to Thanks, Scott. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, RK, for giving Scott a shout out. Also, an absolutely amazing musician. Really, really awesome. Definitely deserves that shout out. Yeah, if you love good music, take a look. There are a few of us. There are quite a bunch of us music guys on there and on Twitch, and it takes a lot to find someone who's really great. And Scott really is great. So. Definitely worth taking a look. Scott and Bob, everyone is amazing here in the stream today. Beautiful. Thank you so much, hand claps. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is my own original song. That is what it sounds like on acoustic, and it is definitely not what it sounds like in the final. One of the things that I have to think about quite a lot is how big of a difference there is between the two songs, and it can be scary hearing that difference and hearing how big of a change there is from the acoustic to the final version. But it only makes it more exciting for me when I consider releasing a song, because it means that I know for a fact I'm going to want to do an acoustic version of the song in the future, because I know that there are so many people who love it in its simplistic form. And today I'm going to be showing you how I took the song from where it is now, from what I played you to what it has become in its final version. Scott, thank you so much for popping in. Today we are, like I said, I usually do covers. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I usually do covers streams, and I have a whole set list and I do the whole works. But Sundays are sort of my variety day. I find what it is that's topical for us to do, and something that we can enjoy doing together. The first Sunday we did this, I did a songwriting stream, and we wrote a song together, which was really fun. And last Sunday I did a regular cover stream because I was just coming back from a few days off. And today, because I released my newest single, Save It, on Friday. Believe it or not, it's already been 2 days from that. I released my most recent song, and so I thought today what we could do was break it down, and I've set up exactly what we need to be able to do that. So I'm very excited for you guys. And if you guys have any questions about the song as well, we're going to break it down and we're going to work through it a little. And I'll show you guys some of the small pieces and the small exciting things that we have going on. So yeah, and I'll probably hop on and off guitar every now and then to show you what certain things sounded like and what other things sounded like originally. So if you guys have any questions about the song and anything you'd like to see, something that you're interested in, or interested in how I've done it, then throw me some questions and I will answer them. Bob says it's great to hear the story and learn more about your process. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sort of excited to share it. This is the first time I've shown my Ableton project on a stream, or actually on any online form. So it is very exciting for me as well. Hey, Joe Pope Music is in the house. How are you doing, Joe? Welcome in. Yet another amazing musical streamer. I can't get over how amazing you guys are. I've really enjoyed popping into all of you guys' streams, and it is crazy trying to juggle everyone. A good friend of mine, Luna Keller, is also a streamer on here, and we constantly talking about how difficult it is to try to juggle all the amazing talent that there is on the stream and trying to see everyone at the same time. I just wish we could watch all five, like everyone at the same time. It'd be so great. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna play the song, I guess in its entirety, and probably get copy striked by myself, I guess. I don't even know how that's gonna work, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna play the song in its entirety on Ableton, and as we go through, I'll scroll through and show you guys some of the pieces as they happen. And yeah, I guess you guys can just have a nice listen to it and let me know what you think afterwards. I will say, obviously it's really awesome that you guys can take a listen to it on the stream, but I really would appreciate if you could listen to the song outside as well. Just check out that link I just posted now to save it. It would be really awesome if you guys could check it out, so I'd appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I guess we're gonna dive into it. I'll play it for you guys now. I can still see the chat and everything while I'm in here, so feel free to say anything or mention anything while I'm on. All right, this is Save It.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before. Tell the neighbors I'm working somewhere far abroad. Maybe then they'll forget me, just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before. Now and then I forget you. Yesterday even more. But maybe one day I'll crawl back, just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh, moved into my street from another city. Came up to greet me, told me that you loved me. Head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh, but all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Show me what to do.
All right, yeah. That's the song itself. That's the song itself. I hope you guys could hear that all right. I hope it came through okay. Let me know if you heard that all right. Thank you so much, Linda. Love the softer version. Yeah, it starts off pretty pretty mellow and becomes quite a bit more exciting as the song goes on. It's quite different, I guess, to some of the other songs that I have out there. I was speaking to another musician friend of mine called Chris Stapps. He is a singer or songwriter in the band Pacific K, and they're awesome as well. And he was talking about how the song is quite a lot more complex. It's a lot more. It's a lot bigger on the production side than some of my other songs, and it definitely is. It's definitely one of my more complicated songs, and although this is not the most tracks that you often see some of these bigger artists working with. I mean, we can't compare to Jacob Collier either. That's not fair. We don't compare ourselves to Jacob Collier because that's just not fair on ourselves, and we will never create any music if we keep comparing ourselves to him. So because for those of you who don't know, Jacob Collier is an incredible musician, and he writes he does these like musical breakdowns for his stuff as well, and he's got like hundreds of tracks. And by tracks, I mean these long lines where you can add this individual line is called a track. So yeah, one thing that I thought I would be interesting is finding out like if there's anything you guys want to see like right off the bat. Is there if there's anything like what sticks out for you guys? If there's anything that you would like to see from the song, and then we can start moving through those things and breaking down sort of what it is that I've done for each of those parts. So yeah, what do you want me to isolate first? I can play you guys first. So one of the things that I found pretty interesting when I was working on the live is seeing one thing that I really like to see from artists is very often you see the typical vocal breakdown, and you get to see what it's like when you remove absolutely everything from the song besides those vocals and that a cappella version. And yeah, that's something that I really enjoy. So maybe we can start there, and if you guys want to hear anything, let me know. And yeah, so we'll start by sort of breaking that down. The vocals were an interesting part for me. I really enjoy recording vocals, and the fact that there are only okay, so I split them across 4 different tracks, but there are essentially only two separate voices, right? So I recorded them over multiple tracks, but you can see that some of them swap over and that kind of thing. So it is quite strange for me that I have only limited it to 2 voices with this song. It's another thing that usually I really enjoy delving into is harmonizing and harmonies, and that's something that I thoroughly enjoy doing and playing around with. And it seems quite interesting to me that with this song, even though the production was quite a lot bigger than the rest of my songs, I somehow didn't decide to record harmonies for the song. And I think what was important for me with this song, and the reason that I didn't end up recording harmonies, because it wasn't necessarily a, what's the word, a conscious decision. I don't think at any point I sat down and went, okay, do I want harmonies in the song or do I not want harmonies in the song? It sort of just ended up that through the song I never decided that it needed harmonies. And I think that the reason for that is that the song is quite at least from okay, so I'm going to say this up front, a disclaimer. I'm going to sound, I'm probably going to sound very egotistical throughout this live stream, because I'm talking about my own music and my own, production and all of that and all that good stuff. And I just want to say, I'm not like that. And there are tons of little things that I've obviously struggled with. I'm not a professional producer, so anything I do is also not necessarily like the way one should do it. I'm just messing around. I've got no theory. I haven't studied sound engineering or anything like that either. This is just me messing around and having a good time and learning as I go. I'm a self-taught producer, I guess you could say. But yeah, so the one thing is that I'm probably going to sound very egotistical throughout the stream, because I'm talking about my own music and what I like about it and that kind of thing. And I'll be honest with you, there are like little things here and there that I might have wanted to do differently already, and that's just how it works and how we work as musicians. Otherwise, we'll never release anything. So that is something that is a reality for being a musician. And I think especially a self-producing musician, it gets there's so much that one can do, and there's so much that one is expected to do sometimes, that it does become difficult to complete something. But the song is definitely where I want it to be at, and as far as it matters. And I am very proud of it, so I will speak highly of myself for this stream at least. I was thinking about that as I listened to it, so it would be cool to hear with harmonies as well, maybe just during the chorus. That's a very interesting idea, Bob. I like I've said before, because I love how the acoustic version sounds so much. I'm definitely planning on recording an acoustic version in the future. And that is something that I want to do, and I've got plans for that and that kind of thing. So, and I'm like I say, it's very strange to me that I haven't worked harmonies into the song somehow, because it's something that I don't know, it's one of the like key things in my musical creativity is the importance of harmonies, and how much I thoroughly enjoy recording and coming up with and just absolutely messing around with harmonies. You'll see if you go on my Instagram, you'll see that I've got a few videos on there, and there's one specifically where I mess around with harmonies quite a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to find that one, but yeah, on my Instagram, I've got there's one clip that I'm trying to figure out how to still use, but it's all like full of harmonies. I absolutely love harmonies, so chances are I will be working harmonies into it in some way. So yeah, we're gonna figure it out for sure. All right, so this is what the vocals sound like. I'll play it to you. Hopefully it doesn't compress too loud. You guys must let me know at any time if anything's too loud, please, because I can't hear what you're hearing on that end. So yeah, this is what the vocals sound like. I'll play you the important parts. I won't go and play the whole song through. Otherwise, we'll be here for otherwise we'll do a 24-hour stream, which we're not going to do. So yeah, this is what the vocals sound like alone.
Sweep it under the carpet, on the floor. Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before.
And that's the obviously that's the intro of the song. That's the very beginning of it. And as I move on through it, I ended up hopping over here. The reason for that is I've got certain effects on the channel that I didn't want to have in that first introduction piece. The intro is quite, as you could probably tell from when I played you the full version, the intro is quite separate, it's quite slow, it's quite mellow compared to the rest. And I wanted to be able to make sure that I was doing the vocals in that part justice before moving it over into the full version of the song. And you'll see that I've got the drums. Yeah, I've got the drums dropping in as I start moving over. The drums start pulling into that full part of the song. So that's the reason why I've got that split there, and it moves over into this.
'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that
And one thing that I really enjoyed with the song was those that reverb. I thoroughly enjoy putting that reverb. I don't really know how I came up with that. I don't know how or when I figured it out. At what point I managed to decide to put that in there. But it just ended up in the song somehow, somewhere along the line. I enjoy messing with reverb and delay on vocals. I think it adds a lot of flavor, and one can do a lot to a voice with just messing around with those two. And I think as I messed around with those, it sort of became this very delay, intense song, and I had to at a point I had to pull it back because I had it out there a little too much, and I think I found a good midpoint for this one. But for example, you can see, so this is what happens in the final chorus, right? As we go into that last chorus, I've got a lot of reverb. I've added even a second voice to, I think, I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called pre-delay. I've added a pre-delay in there. And I think one can do it automatically with Ableton, but I don't know how to do that. So I just did it manually. I did it manually, so you can see I've added in this extra voice here. And this, I mean, when you play it by itself, for another time, tell me what to say when you walk the other way. As you can see, I've added a lot of, you can hear I've added a lot of distortion onto that. I really enjoy that distorted delay sound as well. I enjoy that a lot. Obviously, that doesn't sound like it's a delay because it's not when it's by itself. So what I've done is I've added here we go, let's play it like that. And now you'll hear what the final chorus sounds with that delay in there.
Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when.
Yeah, and I thought that was something that I really enjoyed with the vocals, was adding that pre-delay just to fill that gap quite a lot. I think it filled in that last chorus and made it interesting compared to the previous chorus, because the choruses are basically the same, except obviously the one has that pre-delay that comes in, and I thought it was a really nice way of adding. Thought it was a really nice way of adding interest to that and making it special. It's something I haven't done in my other songs, so it is something that I'm excited to sort of mess around with that idea. And one, I guess, little Easter egg that you guys can hear about is the fact that it's interesting. I've spoken to a lot of artists about it as well, and many artists seem to run into the same. And you can totally let me know if you agree and have had the same situation. But it's very often that you'll record a demo for a song. You'll record a rough for the song, a rough version of it where you just sing it through and you just want to get it for the sake of the what's the word, progression or the pattern of the song. You just want to hear what it'll generally sound like to get the feeling. And oftentimes what we find is that the rough or the rough draft becomes the final. And it's interesting because and like I say, that's why I say I think it's probably something that a lot of musicians have run into, but it's almost like when you take that pressure off of it having to be a final take, and it has to be great and it has to be perfect, then once you take the pressure off of it, you almost end up with the perfect conditions to create that, which is very ironic. But I think it's something that's got to do with all art. Kyla, you'll know as well. For those of you who don't know, Kyla, my amazing girlfriend, is an incredible artist, and I say that in an as unbiased of a way as possible. She does my cover art as well, and the cover art that you see for for Save It, I'm going to just show you the intro quick so that you can see what that looks like. So that flower and the clock was all done by her, and all of my previous music as well. She does the art for, and it's absolutely stunning, and I'm so happy to be able to work with her. Thanks, Bob says, thanks for sharing. I will definitely check out the VOD so I could see the Ableton screen on my computer. Have a great rest of your day and stream. Such a beautiful song, and you should be very proud of your creation. Thank you so much, Bob. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much for popping in. I do appreciate your time. It means a lot to me. Even if you could only listen to it, it would be awesome if you could watch the VOD back. I am streaming on. I am uploading those VODs to YouTube as well. So if you want to check out the VOD channel there, I'll probably post this VOD back in about a day or two because of, I mean, I'm not affiliate yet, but I want to stay on schedule. So we'll be posting this again onto that YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out that side, then you're more than welcome to. Kyla says, thank you so much. Yes, haha, definitely understand. Yeah, it's interesting that in the art side of things, that when you take in the creative side of things, I guess when you take that pressure off, you create the perfect condition to create the exactly what you like pressure yourself to do, which is very ironic, but that's just the way I guess we have to work. Bob says, okay, great, thanks. No problem, Bob. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it a ton. I really do. Thank you. Linda says, fabulous artwork. It is beautiful. I can't take a drop of credit for it. It's absolutely amazing. Kyla does a fantastic job. You should definitely check her out, like on Instagram and stuff like that. She's not a streamer. It would be awesome if she did art streaming. That would be really great. But she's currently swamped in commissions, and she does commission work as well. So really exciting stuff. So yeah, that's the artwork. But yeah, so what I was saying was, oftentimes the draft is exactly what you need for the final, and you end up being in a better headspace, and the emotion that you can put into it is just better because you're not under that pressure. So that was very much the case with the outro of Save It. One of the things that ended up happening was that like I say, I recorded a rough version of the song, and you can actually see, I'll show you, it's in here somewhere. Here it is. This whole track, right? These are all the guitars. This is guitar. This is the very first time I recorded it into Ableton and decided to do a full thing of it. That's this track, and you can actually see it's also with this that you can see how even the end of the guitar was something that came through. My art account is on Insta since you mentioned it. It's strange that is cutting you off because of that. I'll definitely see if I can allow. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do that now. I'll tell you what. I'll tag you. I've been deleted off the chat. Yeah, it's just because the bot doesn't like other people posting links. Joe Pope says, have to run. Enjoyed seeing your process. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. Have a great time. And if excuse the dogs barking, my bad. If you have the chance, I would really appreciate if you take a listen to the song over on Spotify or anywhere, and let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming through. Let me close these curtains, and maybe you'll hear them less. I'm starting to get comfortable with you guys. I'm able to get up and do whatever I want now. I feel less I feel less inclined to be perfect. It's nice. I can take it easy with you guys. What an idiot I am on these things. No, no, no worries. Ancient Mountain says impressive info. Thanks. Yes, yes. I'm working through it. Is there anything you guys would like to see? Is there any part of the song, maybe out of the drums, guitar, anything that you guys found interesting that you guys might want to hear it as? If that's the case, let me know down in the chat, and I can do that. We can mess around with it now. So feel free to let me know what you want to hear. No worries, Kai. I can try to figure it out, but I'll figure it out next time. Don't worry. I trust you, so I'll allow I'll allow links from your side, but I'll have to do that afterwards. It's just going to be too much information to post to get through that system now. Yeah. So I'm trying to show you guys something. I keep getting sidetracked. Um, Kai says, gotta go. Thank you for an awesome stream and the shout out. Of course, thank you so much. Again, guys, go check out Kyla's Instagram page. She really is amazing. If you just search up Kyla Swart, you'll find an art page there. It's Kyla S. Swart, Kyla SW art. And that'll take you straight to her. She really does beautiful art. She does commissions as well. She draws people's animals and loved ones, and it is absolutely incredible what she's capable of doing. So definitely go check that out. All right. So what I was trying to show you guys is I'll post that for you. There we go. That is her Instagram page. That link will not take you there. You'll have to put that into Instagram. That link that you click on there will not take you to her Instagram page. It'll probably take you to a dead end. So yeah, definitely check her out. Right. So what I'm trying to show you guys is the end of the song. As I work through, like I said, I recorded a rough draft. I mixed those words. Are we calling them drafts now? A rough draft of the song, and these are this here. You can see some of these are the same, and I've done a little cheat on the double voice thing, and you can see that these are the same tracks if you can see that. They are from the draft of the song, and I'll play it to you now, and I'll let you see what it hears like. This is the first time I recorded it in, and it's something that just stayed in the song. Regardless, it seemed to just be exactly what I needed it to be.
Do when I walk away from you, save it for a time.
From here.
For another life. Tell me what to do when I walk away from you.
Yeah, so that was one of the parts that stuck through from the draft, that managed to survive the cut, out of the whole like rest of the song that I'd worked on. So I found it interesting. Yeah, one thing that I really loved about the song, and it's probably not the biggest deal, but for me it's one of those small things that really makes me happy about the song, and that's just the way that the voice trails off right at the end. I'll play it to you again and you can hear what it sounds like. I don't know what I did, and I don't know how I did it, but that's the main reason I ended up keeping that take, because I really wanted to in the, oh goodness, my Streamlab bots have gone on a rampage. Excuse that. Yeah, so that's one of the things that really stuck for me, and I really enjoyed about the song was just how it ended. And it wasn't something that I mean, I tried, and it wasn't something that I was able to replicate again another time. And that's sort of one of the things that like I was saying, where you take the pressure off yourself, and you end up doing things that you don't necessarily, that you wouldn't be able to do if you planned to do it that way. And there's so many times where I wonder if I wonder if professional singers, other artists are out there, those big guys who are creating like songs for the masses, you know. I sort of wonder how much of the song is also like perfectly planned, because there's so many things where I'll listen to a song and I'll go, wow, that just that little thing that they did right there is really cool. And I sort of wonder, whether or not those things are always on purpose as well. The voice is a very interesting thing, and I think because it's I think all instruments are, but because it's such a creative thing, and it has so many different nuances, it's very easy to accidentally do to create happy accidents. And yeah, that was one of them. The end of the song, the way it ended there with that trail off was definitely one of those happy accidents. So it managed to survive all the cuts.
Save it for a time, for another life. Tell me what to do when I walk away from you.
Yeah, and then obviously as you fill up the song itself, you know, it ends up sounding quite a lot fuller, and it ended up sounding like this. Yeah, so that's the story about how I ended up ending in how I chose to end the song. And yeah, there I think there are a few things. It's sort of different with the MIDI, and so for the drums, I recorded them in MIDI, so I added them in. You add these little dots, and essentially, for those of you who are unaware of what MIDI is you can add these little dots or notes essentially, and they trigger a sound to be played. I think that's probably the simplest way to define MIDI, and that's how a lot of people record drums and that kind of thing. And I think that's probably a good segue into or actually I'll save the drums. I really enjoy the drums. I'll save that for further along the way. One thing that I wanted to show was Linda, my husband Errol, says your voice is so pure. Thank you so much. Thanks, Errol. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I take a lot of pride in my singing. I've done it for a very long time, so I really appreciate it when you guys say such nice things. I really do. So thank you. So yeah, one thing that I sort of enjoy as well is organizing my productions. As you can probably see, the colors are quite split up, and as much as it looks like there's a lot going on, and there is quite a lot going on, without a doubt, especially when you start talking about envelopes and that sort of thing, then it starts getting really complicated. But the number one thing I obviously try to do as much as possible to try to simplify everything is color coding. So I always have the drums at the top, just because I feel like drums are the base of the song, and I don't know, for some reason they fit there. The way I set up the way I preset my projects are always drums, guitar, vocals, and I don't know necessarily why in that order. I think it's sort of the that whole band feeling that I'm used to, where it's like, okay, drums are like the bass, guitar adds some stuff, and then vocals are the lead. So I end up adding it in that form. How can we forward your song to friends and family? Thank you so much for asking that, Linda. Yeah, the best way to forward the song, especially if you're not certain what platform they're listening on, or what they listen to songs on, is probably to take. So I've posted a link now in the chat. If you copy that link, if you're on your phone, you should just be able to hold it in. If you copy that message, and if you are so kind to send that to whoever you want to send it to, then that link is probably going to be the best way to do it, because it'll take you to that link takes you straight to like all your options. If they listen on Spotify, then they'll have the Spotify link there. If they want to download the song on Amazon, which is also possible, so if you aren't streaming, you can download the song using Amazon. It's only $0.9 or something like that, like 0.9 American cents. So Spotify, Amazon, there is iTunes or Apple Music as well, I think, and YouTube. And YouTube is up there. So if they don't have a streaming platform as well, then YouTube is also usually a good go-to if they want to listen to it. So yeah, that'll be the best way to forward to. Thank you so much. That would be absolutely amazing if you could do that. Can't seem to copy it, you say. That's interesting. It should be. Otherwise the best way will be to probably to click on that link and then share, and then copy the link from there and then share it. It's an extra step, but it shouldn't be too difficult, luckily. It's interesting that you say you can't copy it, because if you just tap and hold it down, you might be able to. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yes, so I organize my projects like drums, guitar, voice, and then everything else comes afterwards. All these extra things, organ, weird sounds. There are multiple like weird sounds that come up, and I'll show you guys those as well, that I think are really cool, that I've added in, that I'm really happy with. Synth things that come out pretty nicely. The weird bleeps that you hear, those are these, which I thought was really cool. That really is something that I enjoy a lot from the song. That's something that sort of came out of nowhere. I don't know. I wanted a way to bring this verse, and if you hear it now, you'll probably, if you pay attention to those bleeps, right, as they come in, then you'll hear it.
Abroad, maybe then they'll forget me just like the ones before. 'Cause all you
And they go around underneath for a bit as well.
What to do, it's getting old, I feel.
Really enjoy those. That's a synth that also like sort of randomly came to me, and and I really enjoyed them, and I liked them a lot. I was sort of uncertain about them at first. Wasn't too sure whether I was going to keep them in, or whether I was a little afraid that they might be too far gone to my genre, I guess. And I'm glad I kept them in, because I really do enjoy them, and I think they add a lot of spice. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but I've thoroughly enjoyed having those in there. And one of the other strange sounds that runs, as one can sort of see throughout the whole song, is this, what I noted as an 80s organ, but I think it's probably a lot less of an organ as it is just a synth, because it is quite strange, and it runs throughout the whole song, and it is sort of the backbone of a lot of the melodic side of the song. And this is what it sounds like. And you've obviously probably heard that in the intro of the song. It's very prominent. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before. Yeah, so that was something that I had to figure out a way to bring in that melodic side. So that organ is actually playing, it's playing the bass chords. It's playing that. It's playing these. And it's playing that on as the organ itself. So you'll hear. Yeah, so I used that 80s organ sound to create the backbone of the melodic side, because it's super important to have melodics, for the sake of making it easy for the ear to recognize what key that the voice is in, and what key everything is happening in, so that you don't get lost. You don't get too lost when everything's going on. So that's what that organ is there for, and it's actually there throughout the whole song. Anything that is this red, all of this red is that organ sound. And again, I'm using so many different tracks. In fact, I'm not entirely certain why I'm using all these different tracks for these. I think it's because I am giving them all different. I'm probably compressing them differently as we go, so that they shine better in certain verses or pre-choruses, and that type of thing. So the organ is what I used for that melodic device, and it pulls out in the chorus. You can see in this part here, we don't have any of that organ, and here as well you don't have any organ, and that's purely because I've got the next thing that we're gonna talk about in that's taking its place, and that is our lovely electric guitars. And the electric guitars were another thing that I was a little scared of at first, but very excited for as well, because I wasn't certain if it was changing the song too much when I brought it into that chorus, because I struggled with this song for a little while to figure out how I was going to elevate the chorus and how I was going to make it as energetic as I could, and not energetic, but as impactful as I could. And the electric guitar was something that I hadn't really considered until I did. And when I did consider it, I was excited for it because I really liked the sound that it brought out. But I was, as I say, I was also a little scared that it might take it into the wrong genre, or pull it out too much. And in the end, I really enjoy the way it accents the choruses and fills it up. And I really enjoy, if you listen to it with good headphones, it really surrounds the chorus quite nicely. And I think I'm not entirely sure what word to use, but I really think it fills it up quite nicely. It gives it some more grit and texture, and I really enjoyed that about the guitar. And speaking about it, let's show you what it sounds like. Let's show you what it sounds like. Yeah, so that's what the electric guitar sounds like through the choruses. It's that really big swell. It's got I don't know if swell is the right word, but it does a very cool slide that goes into that chorus for the sake of assisting that change from the pre-chorus into the chorus. So if you listen to the pre-chorus, with it.
Save it for a day.
You hear that? You can hear the guitar sweep in there.
Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say.
And one thing that's quite interesting is once one pulls out the rest of the stuff, you can hear. Let me do that for you guys. I'll show you what it sounds like. This is what the song sounds like if I guess this is what it would sound like if it was a punk rock song. Maybe that's the right way to describe it. So essentially, this has got just the what could potentially be acoustic instruments. So it's got the drums, guitar, vocals, and bass, and this is what the chorus would sound like if it just had that.
Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Moved in.
Yeah, so I enjoy doing that because it sounds so different to what the song sounds like in its entirety. But I really enjoy doing that because I can hear what emphasis that guitar creates, and the difference that it really brings to the song. So I do enjoy messing around with it like that. Again, if there's any way you guys want to hear me do it, anything that you think, then give me a shout. So yeah, that was the guitar for the choruses, and they're the same on both choruses. They sound the same, and they are again the same in the last chorus. And the only real difference is that the guitar comes in sooner on the second chorus, and you get more of those da 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 da's. You get more of an extra one there, so that it fills it up even more. And then one of the other things that are cool about the guitar is how much it changed the third verse. The third verse is quite different to the rest of them as well. I mean, when you listen to the first verse, it sounds like this.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor.
Right, which is very, very like slow, melodic, clear, not much going on. And the second verse sounds like this.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before.
Which is obviously starting to get busier as we start working towards that first climax of the first chorus, and start building up energy to slowly move into that boosting point. And the third verse was sort of a tricky one as well, because I needed it to have enough energy to sort of stay where that first chorus took us, because the song is very much, am I going the right way now? The song sort of works from one point. It starts in that verse, and it starts building up, and as it gets higher, it gets into that pre-chorus, and then it goes even higher, and when it hits that chorus, that's sort of the main point. Yeah, we go starting of the verse into the pre-chorus, and then we drop again into the second verse, and then start doing a proper build-up back into the pre-chorus, into that finally into that chorus. And that chorus is really, really high energy, and it takes up a lot of that big climax. And then I didn't want to drop it all the way back down again, the way the first time, the way we moved out of the pre-chorus in the beginning, because I wanted to try to hold on to that energy. I wanted to try to hold on to that excitement and that feeling that we had through that chorus as well, and try to keep some of that energy. So as I did that, I had to figure out a way to keep that energy high. And something that I really enjoyed doing was, while the verse itself, lyrically, it changed quite a bit. I wrote it to be a very different progression, a very different pattern, and it's a nice short verse, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. And this is what it sounds like.
Moved into my street from another city, came up to greet me, told me that you loved me, head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh.
And yeah, that really is one of my favorite parts of the song. I thoroughly enjoy that piece. And it's sort of nice for me. I've mentioned it in other streams as well, but the reason I sort of kept it in that short piece and didn't decide to use that again on the previous verses or on the other choruses or anything like that was, I really enjoy creating like snippets in a song that are really a highlight, but that you don't hear too much. Like something that is there that you can enjoy, but maybe you only hear it like once or twice, and that's something that can really bring you back to the song because you enjoy it. And I've got a lot of things like drum. What am I saying? Like drum fills and stuff that happen once and don't ever happen again. And it's something that if you really, really pay attention, you hear it and you can appreciate it, but not everyone will hear it, and that's okay. That's all right. And even if I'm the only one who hears it, then then it's something that I can enjoy, and that becomes, a personal little secret for me, So I sort of do this breakdown in a way to sort of open that up to show you guys what it is that I really love about the song, and some of the things that make me excited about it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So yes, the guitars in that verse are really holding up that extra energy. As you can hear, I'll play to you what just the guitar sounds like. I'll show you with the voice there.
Moved into my street from another city. Came up to greet me, told me that you loved me. Head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh, but all you.
Yeah, so I really like the way those guitars act in that third verse. I really think they do a lot of justice to the higher energy chorus and to verse, and keeping that rhythm in there, and keeping it, sort of head boppy, as I as I bob my head. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed the guitars. Is one of those things that, like I say, I was a little scared of bringing in, but I was really happy when I did, because I think they add a lot to it. um, and yeah, they made me excited about adding that. And then you get to hear what the guitar sounds like. There was this last piece of the guitar. I don't even know if most of this is in. Yeah, so it starts coming in at the end of the last chorus. These were also essentially the first draft that I did of the song into first recording of it into the project, and that ended up staying in just because I thought it had a really nice authentic feel. I wanted to in a way. I guess pay a little respect to the original version of the song by putting some guitar in there, because of just how massively different the final is. I thought it would be a really nice way of hinting at the original by putting that acoustic guitar in there, putting it in at the end, and having people hear that, and and be able to just enjoy its presence there, because it is something that doesn't come through anywhere else in the song. Yeah, so that is this acoustic guitar that I played for you guys. That recording is from the first time I recorded it into Ableton, in order to just do a brief, like a rough draft for myself, so that I know how and what pattern I was gonna do it in. And it's yet another one of those that managed to survive through to the final of the song as well. So I really enjoyed using that as a sort of, like I say, I don't know if it's an Easter egg. Maybe the right word is, yeah, a reference back to the original acoustic and what it sounded like before it became what it has become. And I really enjoyed having that in there. It really, like I showed you here. This is all the acoustic guitar that I play at the moment for the song. This is what it sounds like. This is what I play as in the acoustic version of the song, without without all this other stuff in there. So that all got cut naturally, and I ended up leaving in this last bit that managed to survive the cut, like I say. One of the other strange little sounds that I ended up finding for the song was what I ended up apparently naming sweep ting, because that is what my brain thought it sounded like. I don't have a listen. Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds to me like a sweep ting. You've got the sweeping part and then the tinging part. You get a little bit of a ting at the end there. It is a very interesting sound, and as in the full song, it sounds like this.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before.
Yeah, and it actually plays quite an integral role in the song as well. It adds a lot of it adds something interesting to it again. You take it out, it becomes strangely bare.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just better with it.
Tell the neighbors I'm working somewhere far abroad.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, that's obviously why I left it in. But it's another one of those that sort of happens right at the beginning and nowhere else. You don't hear that anywhere else. It's just in the beginning, just in that intro. You hear the sweep ting thing, and then and that's it. You don't hear it anywhere else in the song at all. As you can see, it's nothing but blank space here on the on its track. So yeah, it was sort of an interesting thing to bring in as well. Something else that doesn't, however, disappear for the rest of the way is the bass guitar. The bass guitar is MIDI. I did it with MIDI again, as I explained earlier. MIDI is when you place. I'll show you how it works. This is when you place little notes down. You place notes onto a track, and it's very blue right now. You probably might not be able to see it because I have deactivated it so that I could save CPU. You place these notes down into the program, and the notes trigger the sounds. And in this situation, the notes trigger the notes that the bass guitar plays. And so I did it that way. I didn't record it on my guitar or anything. I wish I had a bass guitar. I need to get myself a bass guitar eventually. That'll have to happen. But yeah, so for now I used MIDI to record that, and or to write it. So it sounds like this. And yeah, as I say, it is throughout the song. It goes all the way through. As you can see, I've kept it nice and simple for the intro because the intro is very sparse and clean. So I've kept it nice and clean and simple as we go into that. And then once I break into that first verse, or verse 2, sorry, once I break into verse 2, it becomes nice and complicated to become groovy, adds that little extra energy there as well, and then becomes simple as we go into that pre-chorus. For the build, you can literally see it going upwards and then moving slowly down as we get into that chorus. and then yeah, keeping a nice groove and just holding that energy as we go along. I do enjoy writing bass. I haven't played bass guitar properly or anything like that. I haven't messed around with it too much, but I do enjoy writing it. It is quite fun. This is what the bass sounds like by itself. At least for I'll play you the verse. It's more interesting. This is what the verse bass sounds like when everything drops. Or this is the piece I'm going to play you. We're going to play it. It sounds like this.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor.
Right, and this is what the bass sounds like alone. And I really thoroughly enjoy this little part. I genuinely, I just thought it added a really nice funky touch to it. Added that little bit of spice again because it happens in a part of the song that goes quite quiet. There's no vocals.
Just like the ones before.
Yeah, so it keeps that little gap interesting. It keeps it energetic and adds that, like I say, adds something extra and fancy and something that your ear will pick up in that empty space that doesn't leave you sitting around and waiting for the next verse to start. So I really enjoyed adding that, and the choruses. The chorus is a lot more simple. I kept it clean, just adding that bass to keep the rhythm going and bass there. And that's in that.
For another time, tell me what to say when you walk the other
Just adding that emphasis in those to that rhythm and keeping that push there. Yeah, so that's the bass guitar. I mean, I do change it up a little in the end. I sort of mixed the chorus with the. Oh, it goes back into the intro, right? That's what happens. So we end a little with a little bit of chorus as we do here. That's in the chorus repetition. That save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh, and that goes back into the pre-chorus piece over here. So chorus into that intro piece again. Yeah, so that's the bass guitar. There are tons of little strange sounds, and I guess another one of them is what is called the crepe slide. It's a type of keyboard that I thought added a nice sound to the. That I thought added. It needed. When I at this point, before I put in the extra keyboard, one thing that I felt it needed was more emphasis on the melodic parts because of the way that the sweep and the organ, right? This organ is very. Here we go. There we go. It's sort of very soft and comes in and goes out, and it's a little difficult to distinguish exactly what it's doing because it is a very wavy sound. So I needed a way to make sure that came out nice and clearly. And one way that I figured out that I could do that was by adding in another keyboard. And this is what it sounds like now with the keyboard. Yeah, so that just adds that little bit of definition to that melodic side, so that it doesn't become too wavy and disappears. So it keeps the melodic very important, and it makes sure that you can pay attention to what the voice is doing and over what key it's doing it. So even in the verse, as we go further, I kept it there. I sit under the table just like the ones before. Tell the neighbors I'm working.
Yesterday even more, but maybe one day I'll crawl back just like the ones before. 'Cause all
And then you'll see it pulls out again. It no longer happens in that pre-chorus, and the reason for that is because the pre-chorus is a very flowy. It's that, because all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old. So putting in a keyboard that was a very, what I guess one would call a very stabby staccato keyboard would have cancelled that out a bit too much, and I think it would have been very contrasting to the slow dynamic flow of that pre-chorus. So I pulled it out for that, and then it comes in again on that third verse. That's that verse that I spoke about, that had that high energy change.
moved into my street,
So you can hear the stabs again.
to greet me, told me that over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh, but all
And again pulls out for the pre-chorus until we go into the second round of that pre-chorus, where I felt it was good to bring it in anyway, because we've got all those drums going on, we've got everything. So it was nice to bring that in, just to bring up the energy even more for that big second chorus, that big last chorus. And you can hear there I'm bringing in those bleeps again.
this can't be right way of doing it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the extra keyboard that I added in there, just to make sure that melodic side stays emphasized when it needs to be emphasized, but taken out when it's going to be better for it to be dynamic, and when it's more important that it flows. And yeah, just helping the organ to keep its energy in there, and to keep everything alive. One thing that I really wish I could have done live is the strings that I put in. I put in, by strings I mean orchestral work. I added these 4 parts for the choruses specifically. I wanted to elevate those choruses a lot, and there's a lot going on in the song. So if you listen to it with headphones, I promise you can hear all of it. It's all there in there somewhere if you listen for it. And these strings was something that I also really enjoyed. I felt it needed a more top end. I mean, in terms of so bass compared to treble, I think it needed some more treble in there to just emphasize that top end and keep everything a bit brighter. So I wanted to add these strings in, and this is what they sound like by themselves. I mean, all together. Or actually, let me do this. So this is what one set of strings sounds like. Right, and then we've got the second set of strings sounds like this. Here we go. And the main reason I split them up like this was so that I could, because you can see this one is quite busy, but I've used this to center everything, and then I've used these individual ones to split them across the headphones. So you've got, if I put the envelopes on, surely you'll see. Oh no, yeah. So you'll see them here on the sides. I'm not sure if you can read those numbers, but the so certain parts of the thing, for example, let's say this track is pushed all the way to the left, and this track is pushed all the way to the right, and then these are this one is in the middle of the sound, and this one is just off to the side, and that way creating a very orchestral feeling, because you've got them all split around, panned around, so that you can hear them from all sides, right? So this is what they then sound like all together. Yeah, and I quite enjoy that. I really like the sound of that. I wish I could use that, and maybe I'll consider using that in an acoustic version as well, or something like that. That's what's difficult, is there's so much that I enjoy in the song that it almost feels strange to me to pull so much of it out. But I definitely want to do an acoustic version, so I might consider doing something like that as well. So yeah, I really like the sound of those, and I brought them in again in the final chorus, and right at the end of the song you hear them as well. Okay, says, it's so great, amazing how you put all of this together. I wonder how it would look if someone wrote it on music paper. Yes, yeah, it would be crazy. It's obviously like it is sort of it's composing. That is what I'm doing as I write it. It would be a lot. This is one of those positions where technology has definitely made it easier to compose, I believe, and that's very much what these MIDI tracks are. Those of you who understand music theory, these MIDI tracks are basically we'll call them a everyman's way of doing. Of writing music on bars, so because you've got the higher notes higher up and the lower notes lower down, and they move across, and they're not showing all the details, but it's a really clever way of showing that. Linda says, I'm having a problem with both Wi-Fi and battery, so I have to sign off. Your analysis of the backing instrumentation of your song was most interesting and enjoyable. Thank you, Calden. I was sorry to have missed you singing Broken Strings, especially for me. Can I tune in another time to listen? Of course, Linda. If tell you what, on Tuesday, if you pop in on Tuesday, I will most definitely do the song for you. I have learnt it. I know it. So if you pop in on Tuesday or Thursday evening, either one. And throw me a mention there that you want to hear Broken Strings, because maybe my brain gets carried away and I forget. But I'll do my best to remember. If you pop in on Tuesday or Thursday, I'll definitely sing that song for you. Thank you so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome having you listen in. So I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much, and for interacting. It really helps me out a lot. So hope you have a fantastic evening, and that those Wi-Fi problems go away. Thank you so much, Linda. Yes, so MIDI is the everyman's composition orchestration, I guess. I really like the way these strings sound. I'm gonna have to listen to them again. Yeah, so I really enjoyed bringing those strings in there. I thought they added a very nice treble effect onto there. Just adding, bringing in that higher end and emphasizing those tops a lot more, which I really think was necessary. Was necessary in the song. That I really thought it needed that. So I'm really glad that I ended up bringing that in there. And one of the other bits of strings, I guess, that I put in there very, very briefly, as you can tell, was a cello. I had a need to bring in a nice low end that would emphasize the bass a little more, because I felt that the bass guitar I felt that the bass guitar wasn't giving enough energy, sort of wasn't giving enough, not energy, but wasn't giving enough bottom end, and I felt like it needed a bit more emphasis. So you can see the pattern on these two are quite similar, with this one going up and then down, going up and then up again and then down. And you can see here as well, it's sort of flatter, then it goes up at the same point here. You can see it goes up there at the exact same point and then proceeds to go down again. So I use them to emphasize. RK says they are too good to not have a solo bar. They're really good, and yes, I mean I did give them I did give the strings. If you're still talking about the strings, I did give the strings some love at the end of the song, which I really felt was great, because it really ends off the song in a nice way. So if you can hear that, here we go. You hear them there at the end of the song with that guitar. I just thought they were a very like ethereal sort of sound, and I really think they added a lot of the right feeling of what I wanted to give into the song. I don't know if you guys can see this last bit so nicely. Let me do this. Hold on, there we go. No, this. There we go. It looks a bit ridiculously big, but now you can see them. This is the cello. And yeah, this is what I'll just play to you what the cello sounds like. Can you hear it there? I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, it is in there, and yeah, like I say, I wanted to use that to emphasize the bass guitar there. Linda says, "We are back. We are back so soon. That's amazing." I have you sorted out your Wi-Fi issues? Are they gone now? Thank you for coming in so quickly again. I appreciate it. Nice to see you. Been a while. How are you? Yeah, so I used the cello to emphasize the bass end of those pre-choruses, and I did it twice on either. I did it once on either pre-chorus, and that's it. They don't exist anywhere outside of those pre-choruses. They're just there to give that emphasis that the pre-chorus needs. Linda says, "All good with us." Great. I'm glad. Yeah, and those are some of the more nuanced, some of the smaller sides to it. I really want to dive into the drums, because that's a part that I thoroughly enjoy doing. I always get excited when I get to start recording the drums. So I've kept that for last, because I know it's the part that I'm probably the most excited about and probably have the most to say about. Interestingly enough, because I'm not a drummer at all. And I could definitely not play on a live set of drums what I've made here with MIDI. I couldn't do it. So maybe one day I'll be able to get the chance to get a drummer to play them for me, so I can watch him. But yes, so this is what the drums look like. They're all of these white tracks, and obviously the drums are quite everywhere, and except for this first pre-chorus. So the one thing that I found quite interesting was how I wanted to do the pre-chorus, the intro for the song, because it is so mellow and sparse and doesn't have that much going on. I wanted to try to figure out a way to make sure that that rhythm was still there, because as I've said before, a lot of these like the organ, for example, like we were talking about, doesn't hold much rhythm. If you start randomly, you don't really know where you are. It's sort of, you stand a chance of getting lost. So if one does just the organ and the vocals, then you stand a chance of there not being enough of a tight rhythm, not enough a definition to that rhythm to make sure that people are keeping I say rhythm a lot, but yes, keeping that rhythm. So what I did was I added in this strange sort of I say the word ethereal again because it's sort of a very reverb. There's lots of reverb in there. There's lots of delay, so it sounds like it's very like out there and spacey almost. And this is what those drums sound like. And I'm going to put the metronome on so that we know where we are again. Yeah, so those are the intro drums, and they sound like that with they sound like this with everything. They're the first drums you hear in the song.
Sweep it under the carpet. Another.
Yeah, so I wanted a way to a lot of mixing and the recording. It sounds like it's problem solving, but it's not. It's sort of I say I wanted a way to do this or that, but what I really mean is that that is what my brain wanted, or what I felt was there, something that I decided to do because I felt there was a gap. So it sounds a lot like, oh, I realized there was a problem and I tried to solve it by doing this, but it wasn't really that. It's sort of my creative intuition noticing that something cool could be done there, or that something could be filled in that space, and then filling that in. And most of the time it's subconscious. So it's been really fun for me to do this as well. And I spent some time going through the project myself and taking a listen to all the different parts and figuring out what happened, and trying to think about why certain things happened and how I did it in certain ways as well, because this project has been with me for about 7 months. So there's been a lot to go back on and to take a look at and try to figure out. So it's been fun doing that as well. And I appreciate that you guys would be here to listen to it. I really do. It's lots of fun for me as well. So I brought that intro beat is there. That ga ga ga, like this. And because of the way that the song very much goes back at the end, straight back to that intro feeling, I made sure to do it again there. So you see here at the end of the song and here at the beginning of the song, that intro beat is there. So as I named it here on the right hand side, I named it intro drums, and you can see how they're split across this gap of the rest of the song. I used them in the intro and I used them in the outro because I really like the soft, delayed sort of energy that those drums held onto. So that's why I've got those in there. And then you've got the complex stuff. You've got the drums that have a lot more going on, especially a lot more than I'm used to doing. I really enjoyed doing these. They are a lot more complex than my previous ones, and they were definitely a challenge for me when it came to mixing as well. Just making sure that everything didn't overpower everything else, and that it all had its place sort of within the song, especially in terms of its volume and its EQing, especially. All very tricky stuff, but I thoroughly enjoyed writing this song and mixing it. So this is what the drums work that way for the intro. It goes into that.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the
right. And then
before.
As we go into that pre-chorus where we do that weird bleepy drop down thing, you hear that the drums disappear. There are no more drums here. You can see that here as well. There's a nice big gap with no drums, and I really like that because it creates a suspension almost. You go from having a rhythm and a set position into having this pre-chorus where everything sort of drops out and it becomes slow and not slow, but it becomes quieter and less complicated, and you're almost waiting for something to happen. Like it's almost like in a horror movie when everything goes quiet, you realize like something's coming, something's going to happen now. And I think taking those drums out, and I took a bunch of stuff out as well. Well, I added in that bleeping sound that we spoke about, this one. And you can hear that bleeping sound that continues now. You can hear that as it goes on in this pre-chorus.
I feel us growing cold.
And all of that dropping out sort of creates a really nice tension before we end up going back into that next verse. And you can hear the keyboard coming in here as well. And then it drops back into that verse. So I really enjoyed doing that and pulling out the drums there just to create that tension. Tension's probably the right word. Just before you build that tension, you empty it out, you make it nice and clean, and there's a very low things that are happening, and you can hear the voice doing what the voice does. And then in the song itself, I go from, you can hear me, let's see, you can hear it from here. If you hear,
maybe then they'll forget me just like the ones before.
So as we go through this chorus, the sweep-ting thing that we were doing earlier starts to slowly build up, and you can see that if I do that. So this piece here is what's important. You can see it slowly comes up, and then it builds up right before dropping into that next verse. So you'll hear it happen now. Right, and that sort of acts as a nice riser as we drop into that next verse. Yeah, acts as a riser, and then rises up and up and up, and then again like tension goes, and then we drop, and we bring in the bass guitar, and we bring in new drums, and we bring in the clean keyboard and all of that. So at once it goes from this very tense feeling with very little going on, but slow rhythmic little things that sound. I'm using the wrong words, but like quiet things that happen, and there's that tension of quietness, and then we build a riser up that builds and builds and builds, and then we drop right down into solid rhythm, which is a really fun feeling to create, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Sweep it under the carpet, another rug on the floor, pass it under the table just like the ones before.
And that's where we get our first drum beat rhythm, and that was the very well. Yeah, I'll say first because the intro drums are very different to the rest of the song. So this is what the essentially the first verse. Second verse sounds like the drums alone. And one thing that I really enjoy as well is this little change that happens here. You can hear it like this.
Pass it under the table just like the ones before.
Just accenting that little difference, and it's probably
pass it under the table just like the ones before.
Yeah, just adding that little extra. I don't even know if you could necessarily hear it, but if you're a drummer, you could probably understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, so we move from that first intro piece, and we get into a little bit more complicated again as we go into the second part of that verse, and it becomes this.
Now and then I forget you, yesterday even more, but maybe one day I'll crawl back just like.
So we move from the drums doing nothing but bass and snare, I believe.
Sweep it under the
bass and it's called rim shot, I believe. When you play the rim of the snare instead of playing the snare itself. We move that from that. Move from that into bringing in those hi-hats for the sake of again elevating that energy. We bring the hi-hats in. You can hear that.
Now and then I forget you, yesterday even more, but maybe one day I'll crawl back just like the ones before, 'cause all you.
And again, I pull the drums out there once again to emphasize that bass sound that happens. The do dum 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 ba do 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 do.
Before, 'cause all.
You can hear it happening there, right? Yeah. This piece here, you can hear it. This. So I pull the drums out entirely so that we can again get that emphasis on the bass doing that, and then we move into the pre-chorus, which is the same drums as well as the intro. I think I might have changed a few hits here and there, but then we go into the first chorus, and the first chorus is obviously a part where I wanted to give a lot of rhythm. I wanted to make sure that we are like all feeling that, because it needs to be impactful and clear and well driven, I guess. And what I did do was add in a riser as well, for the sake of mushing that all together, so we can feel that first chorus really come in. And this is what it sounds like as we move from that the end of that pre-chorus into that chorus.
Save it for a day.
Hold on, I need to give you those snares.
Save it for a day. for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh.
Yeah, so giving that again, like I say, giving that energy to the chorus. I really enjoyed writing the drums for this piece. These specifically, the basic drums. I say the basic, the what's the right word? The essential drums, the rhythm drums, the bottom stuff. Stuff you do at the bottom, the snare, the kick, and the hi-hat. I'm not sure. There must be a word for those three, but I'm not sure what it would be. But yeah, I enjoyed writing that. This is what it sounds like. Yeah, so it's I was quite proud of that rhythm. It's again very different, and I didn't expect it at all when I came up with it. But I think it worked out pretty nicely.
Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh, moved into.
Yeah, and then we move into and yeah, so that drum rhythm keeps the exact same in the next chorus. I say the exact same. It's definitely not exactly the same. I changed certain things to emphasize certain parts again, and I added in something really cool that I'll show you just now. Well, something that I really enjoy musically, that I think was quite fun. But we, after that first chorus, we move into the verse, the bridge / verse 3, and it becomes quite different. I'm not sure exactly how one would as a drummer explain it, but it gains a lot of groove, I think, if you want to call it that, and it sounds like the drums alone sound like this. Yeah, so that verse, and what's funny is when you listen back to it like this, right? It sounds very simple, and it sounds like there's like not enough going on to create a groove. But when you put it back in with everything, you can understand how sometimes a simple rhythm, a very simple beat, and something clean can create a really fun groove. And it's this and the guitar that really creates that groove. If you listen to them together, especially, you can hear it. There we go, like that. Right. Yeah. So I really enjoyed. That's one of like I say, that's really a favorite part of the song for me. One of my favorite parts of the song, and I really enjoy that. And I think that's sort of where it sort of shines. The simplicity shines in that piece, and because we pull a lot pull a lot out in that part, and there's a lot that sort of goes away. There are no strings. There's barely any of that the bleeping thing. The clean the clean keyboard is in there just to emphasize that clean rhythm, and it turns out it comes out as a very nice piece.
Moved into my street from another city, came up to greet me, told me that you loved me, head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night.
Yeah, and I also enjoy this little piece of transitioning into that next verse where we go like this. Just that little and this is all pre-chorus again. This is keeping a sort of rhythm just to help out that pre-chorus, keep that energy higher. You can hear it like this. And again, a little sneaky little thing that happens in there where we drop out for a split second as we go into where does it happen? I don't know. I can't even see where it happens. There it is. Just that little this piece here. You can hear we do an extra a little change to the pattern of the hi-hats, and I really think it helps, makes that difference. You can hear it here now. It's just something small, and I bring that same sort of pattern in again into the final chorus, which is without a doubt one of my favorite things in the song, because for some reason it feels so punk rock. It feels so I don't know. It just feels punk rock to me, and for some reason I really enjoy punk rock drums, and the sound of that, and the rhythms that they come up with, and that kind of thing. And there are probably a lot more people out there who will say I'm listening to the wrong genre for that, but I enjoy it, and I get a lot of inspiration from that. And that little because we go from a and then we add in a little tick instead, and that kind of thing happens again in the second chorus, which is definitely one of my favorite parts in terms of the drums. And I had a lot of fun working on this one, on these drums as well. This is what the drums sound like with the voice.
Save it for a day, for another time. To say when you walk the other way, save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Save it for a time.
So lots of crashes there, lots of those big cymbals, those lots of those big crashes to add that emphasis again. A lot of this is about emphasis, especially I guess with drums. But yeah, that's what it sounds like.
For another time, tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Save it for a time, for another life.
Yeah, and then we put it back down we pull it back down for the end, and I slowly fade those big drums out, and I move over right back into those intro drums again, and we make a full circle with the song as we go back into that intro feeling once again. Yeah, and those fade out as well, as you can hear, and we move into that as we move into that guitar section, you can hear them go away there. And then by now they're gone. Leaving nothing but guitar and orchestra. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed working on the song, and the drums were a really fun part for me as well. I'm always very surprised by how much I enjoy drums. I think if there was if you didn't have to buy a full drum kit and electric drums weren't so expensive, then I might have bought myself a set by now. They also take up a lot of space, so space is important. But I would love to learn drums for sure. That would be that is something that I'd really enjoy doing. I think it's interesting because I didn't think that would be something that I'd enjoy, but I really enjoy writing them. So I think naturally, because I write my own drums, I would want to figure out how I could play that on an actual kit, and then doing that would slowly get me into playing it, and I'd probably record my own music as well. So that's something that I would love to do if it weren't for those those limitations. But yeah, you must let me know if there's anything else you want to see from the song. If there's any other way you would like me to play it. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, do you guys have any questions? Because then we can I can answer some of those questions for you guys before we start calling it. Before we start calling it a night, because we are nearing the end of it, and I'll play the song again for you guys on acoustic, and we'll talk about a little bit about what we are doing for our following stream on Tuesday, and then what the plans are potentially for Thursday. So, do you guys have any questions about the song? It sounds like I'm a teacher, but is there anything that's interesting to you guys? Is there anything that you would like to see from the song itself? Is there anything that you maybe like or find interesting? Then let me know in the chat, and I can answer some of those questions for you as well. Yeah, so that is Save It. That's it in its entirety. You've literally had an absolute like full breakdown of it now, and this is what it looks like in its entirety. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the breakdown. I've enjoyed doing it. I will say I really have enjoyed diving back into the project now afterwards and hearing what all of it sounds like in its separates as well. I will definitely be uploading this as a VOD. I'm going to make it a special one. I'll post it separately and have it as a full breakdown. So if you guys enjoy doing this, if you guys have enjoyed me breaking this down for you, then definitely let me know, and I might consider doing it again in the future for some of my other songs. So yeah, let me know if you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to be re-uploading the VODs to YouTube as I do, and those usually come out a day or two after the streams, because when I go affiliate, I'm going to have to do it that way. So yeah, if you guys want to see that kind of stuff, if you want to see the VODs, then they are all on this YouTube channel. There we go. That is the YouTube channel that has the VODs in them. That's got all the breakdowns of the well, not the breakdowns of the songs. That's got all the full length streams that have been reposted onto there, and some shortened versions as well. And there are going to be a lot of shortened versions coming in the future. I've been working on them. I've been editing them, and that's so. It's been lots of fun for me to do that as well. Okay, says, was great. Thank you for all your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching and for all your time as well, and for everyone's time. I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll slowly but surely get this follower goal moving on its way up, and I'll on Tuesday and Thursday start speaking about some of the goals that I have for the stream, some of the things that I wanna do, and goals that I'm gonna set up, and we'll do that amongst covers and stuff like that. So if you want to come through for that, then definitely come through, and we're gonna have a great time doing that. But saying that, I think that is the end of our breakdown of Save It. It's been really fun, like I say, going into it again and figuring it all out, and listening to everything separately. I haven't done that in a very long time, so to listen to all these different parts was lots of fun, and I'm definitely going to rewatch the VOD and edit some of it and figure it all out. Linda says, Errol and I thoroughly enjoyed the evening. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys watching. It's really cool for me that you guys would be interested in this. I've put a lot of love and energy into the song, and I definitely feel it when you guys give that back. So I appreciate it a lot. I really do. So thank you so much for coming through. I think I'm going to play the song one more time for you guys over on acoustic, and then so if you guys have any questions about the song before I hop off, let me know while I play this for you, and then we'll call it and then we're going to call it a night afterwards. Linda says, sorry for stupid question. What is a VOD? Now, first of all, there is no stupid questions. There are. I will say that's the one thing. I've tried speaking to a lot of my friends about all the. What am I bumping around here? I've tried speaking to a lot of my friends about all the Twitch stuff and about all the different words and stuff, and I realized it's a lot of complicated stuff. So a VOD stands for video on demand, but what it really means is a stream that you can watch afterwards. So my VODs are a YouTube channel where I save the full-length video of us doing this. I save this long video, and then I re-upload it somewhere else. For the first bit, it'll be it is saved automatically on Twitch for about 14 days, and then I go out of my way to make sure that it lasts longer by posting it onto YouTube. And that's where I sort of want you guys to watch it as well, because that's where it's going to stay, because Twitch deletes them after a certain amount of time, which is ridiculous. But we work around it and we do it on YouTube. And that's that YouTube channel that I just posted a little while up in the chat as well. So if you wanna see them there, then that's that. And what I also do is, like I've said, I take the full-length streams that we've had, and that is then recorded and saved, and I cut out some of my favorite songs from them as well. So if you want to see some of my favorites, then that YouTube channel has them on as well. If you want to listen to short covers that I do, then they're on there as well, and you don't have to watch the full-length stream always to hear me sing. so yes, it'll be awesome if you could take a look at that. And that's what a VOD is. it under the carpet, another rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before. Now and then I forget you, yesterday even more. But maybe one day I'll crawl back just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Sweep it under the carpet, now the rug on the floor. Pass it under the table, just like the ones before. Oh, now and then I forget you, yesterday even more. But maybe one day I'll crawl back just like the ones before. 'Cause all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Oh, moved into my street from another city. Came up to greet me, told me that you loved me. Head over my heels, I knew we'd make history that night. Oh, but all you do is tell me what to do. It's getting old, I feel us growing cold. And all you say is things that I should say. This can't be the right way of doing it. Save it for a day, for another time. Tell me what to say when you walk the other way. Save it for a time, for another life. Show me what to do when I walk away from you. Show me what to do. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you guys would come through. It really does. So thank you so much for coming. I genuinely appreciate it a lot. So it's been very nice having you guys in. I really appreciate that you guys would stick around and listen to how the song was made. It means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you again on Tuesday and Thursday on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, and we're going to be doing some covers as usual on Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about a bit about what I have planned for the future and some ideas that I'm gonna start using and things like that. So I hope you guys can make it there. I hope to see you guys all there, and I really appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much for coming through and for chatting. I always appreciate it. I say I appreciate it so much because I really do. It really means a lot to me, and it's the least I could do is thank you guys for coming through. So it's the least I could do to thank you guys for coming through. It's the least I could do to thank you for coming through. So thank you guys so much. I will see you all on Tuesday. I hope you have a fantastic Monday, and the beginning to your Tuesday goes well. I will find out from you on Tuesday how that goes, and I'll see you then. Thank you guys so much for coming, as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.